Hey there, welcome back. I have got a game for you today. Probably going to keep it at a pretty high speed because this game goes late game. There's Imperial units. It's going to be a slugfest. So once again, it's me. This time I'm playing as the Abbasid, back to my bread and butter. And my opponent's going to be playing as the Rus, Guillaume de l'Homme, oh, de l'Hôpital. Uh, Playing as the Rus. Thought they'd be French, but no, went Russian. The map, I believe, is, I think it's Mountain Pass. Could be Altai. I'm trying to remember, but I'm going to be doing my standard opener as the Abbasid, getting down a second town center, and then trying to put some pressure on in the Castle Age. That said, with a Rus opponent, they're going to be trying to kill all the wildlife on the map, and they're going to be particularly interested in killing deer and trying to get the carcasses back to their main base. So if I can, yeah, you can see he's making note of where those carcasses are. If I can, I'm going to try to defend the carcasses with spearmen and archers to prevent him from easily bringing them back. After the most recent patch, it's a lot harder for scouts to return deer carcasses to your base because your scouts just get slowed down an immense amount. So I'd like to see my next building be a barracks, and I'd like to see me send my archers out on the map to identify where... Oh, that was his cluster of scouts right there. They're trying to pick up all the carcasses. Oh, I don't know where my... Oh, it looks like, yeah, I'm parking my archer. Oh, no, I'm playing a little defensively, but really, I should be getting out on the map. Looks like I'm using my scout to try to identify where his... Yep, there they are. So those scouts are running over here to grab those carcasses that were right here. Good, I got the barracks down. Now I'm hoping to produce spearmen. But rather than playing defensively like this, I don't think this is the move. I don't think this outpost was required. I should really be out on the map trying to actively deny his scouts from grabbing up these deer carcasses. I think I realized that a little too late here. Also notice my opponent put down a gate at this tiny little gap in the map. There's the scouts trying to take back the deer carcasses. You'll notice they're very slow. My units can actually chase them. He wisely tucks his scout into that tower to prevent me from putting a stop to it. And I decide to defend. Well, okay, there's a few carcasses still here. Maybe we can defend them. That said, I'm putting a lot into my military. I'd like to see me start thinking about the Third Age. Looks like I'm gathering up the food. If I had a market, I could probably... Oh, yep, there's the market. I'd probably buy my way to the next age. Oh, but I just go ahead and research. In fact, my opponent already made it to the Castle Age, likely using all of that, the hunted deer to give himself lots of food. I toss down a battering ram, take down this wooden fortress, try to put some aggression out, but my opponent already has a very sizable force of lancers, men-at-arms, and archers. I can't really defend against this. I need to start rallying units and defending. But I'm busy playing a different game. I'm trying to prevent his warrior monks from grabbing relics off the map. So I'm mostly parking units. Oh, nice. Looks like I'm trying to kill some villagers here. Okay, those are some good wins. That was good. There's action going on all across the map. He sent some units to harass my villagers. I'm rallying units there to put an end to it. Fortunately, this outpost did a good job shooting down his forces. I say to myself, well, I'll start rallying villagers forward to start setting up that forward base, but I just never have enough units to actually put a stop to what he has up here. I mean, He has so many man-at-arms, I need crossbowmen to really stop that. So there we go. Now I'm thinking maybe now I can put a forward base down. Really need to get a keep or an outpost, something down there. And I'm sending this small force around this back area, which I'm walling off. I want to see if he's expanded to any of these resource patches around his base. I noticed he had the gold here. I've got a little harassing force here as well. Checking out his base, scouting. I'm seeing tons of barracks. He's going to be making lots of man-at-arms. Looks like I'm harassing. And there's his force. Man-at-arms, lancers, crossbowmen. That's a hell of a force. Let's do... Oh, and there's the forward keep, along with my forward keep. And I just have tons of spearmen, which just aren't quite as effective against these man-at-arms. You could see they just get torn down. But the keep finishes. And so now we kind of have a standoff here. Keep versus keep. Looks like I lose some units sending them forward there. Ooh, would love to see my units attack these villagers gathering on stone. Let's take a quick look at the villager count here. My opponent is at 71. I'm at 83. Okay, I'm glad I'm ahead in the villager count. Got a lot of forces here. Definitely want to send those forward. Yep, find a small force here. Would love to neutralize this sacred site. I'm capturing my own sacred site and neutralizing his. But he's already made a trebuchet. He's starting to take out my castle. Over here, I'm trying to do some damage to his military production. My crossbowmen can only fire so much before the man-at-arms overwhelm them. There were just so many man-at-arms. In retrospect, up against all these man-at-arms, really could have used a stable producing lancers. Building more rams to try and take down some of these buildings. Looks like I lose that one. Start attacking the Golden Gate. Not sure if that was the building to go for, especially because this wooden fortress here is going to destroy it anyway, destroy my ram. So now the choke point has kind of turned into a standoff. Whenever I do like a quick look around his half of the map, this like bottom quadrant, I never find any mining camps or anything that would clue me into, oh, there's easy pickings here. I can destroy some buildings and kill some villagers. In terms of income, pretty even on food. I'm ahead in wood and gold and stone, probably because I've been getting some villager kills. Now I'm moving forward with my bombards. So the bombards are working on his keep, but he's repairing it with villagers. Not really sure what I could have done here. Maybe send the crossbowmen forward to attack the villagers. But this was very frustrating. For some reason, one bombard just really cannot take down a keep. Also got another bombard here, trying to destroy some of these man-at-arms. One shot apiece takes them down. Unfortunately, I send these bombards too far forward, and his man-at-arms try to attack them. Again, really annoying. I can't seem to break through here. He's got tons of resources to repair it. I mean, what do I do? Just keep hammering away at it? The other problem is this keep is actually behind this stealth forest. I really need a scout unit forward here. But of course, I'm so bad about making a stables here that it's just not a good... It's really unfortunate that I didn't have a scout up here providing better vision. He's still sending his units forward to try and burn down my bombards. Yeah, he's pretty successful with it. At this point, I was a little lax on my unit production, and he breaks through pretty well here. I'm still sending my forces around this quadrant on the map looking for villager kills, and I'm finding them here. Finding a few villagers chopping. I'm trying to destroy his trebuchet, which has been a thorn in my side. But, oh, great field repairs there. Trying to save my forces. The front line has just turned into a constant back and forth. Still finding some villager kills here. But you'll notice that my opponent is able to get his troops, and his troops are mostly man-at-arms, and you'll soon see Streltsies. He's just got really good late-game composition. He's just making man-at-arms and Streltsies. So while my unit composition could be improved, okay, good target firing with the spring-alds taking down those. This is so annoying. I cannot attack this keep until I get some vision through these trees. In retrospect, one thing I could have done is used my bombards or my trebuchets and fire at ground on the keep. If I know it's there, I can have my siege units just fire in a direction, and that will likely solve my issue of not having vision of it. Trying to take down some of his production back here, but there's the late game composition I'm talking about. He's got elite man-at-arms, full upgrades. I'm not slouching on upgrades either. I've researched pretty much everything at the blacksmith. We're up to our highest upgrades, and I've been really diligent about producing traders. You'll see there's just a stream of them going back and forth between this market and my own. So my late game economy is feeling pretty good. We're even on food. I'm ahead in wood and gold, though he does have more stone. At this point, I'm white hot. My economy is incredibly strong. I can produce whatever I want. This is when I should be destroying my opponent. The problem is I just cannot seem to get through these defenses. I need a better unit composition, and I need to be more mindful about what I'm producing. Yep, there's the villagers again. On the back side, my opponent's walling everything off. It's the wise thing to do. He's got bombards of his own. I take a fight. These are the Streltsy that are in the back line. These are incredibly strong units that the Rus can make. The longer they're fighting, the faster they fire. So the longer this fight goes on, the more the Streltsy are going to destroy me. It's great that I'm firing on the keep, but it's never going down because I just don't have enough bombards. Part of me thinks if I had pulled my units back and maybe assembled enough bombards to actually tear something down right away, and this is pretty foolish of me, I shouldn't send my archers forward. I'm just going to lose them to this keep. Oh, but finally the keep goes down. Now I'm like, okay, we're finally through. Let's advance forward. I start producing units like mad. But then here come more man-at-arms and Streltsies. And they're going to go straight for my bombards. If I had some spring-alds right now, I could probably counter all these siege units. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm moving on to his military production. Knocking down whatever buildings I can. I've got to be diligent here. I've got to keep producing military units, rally them to my my cannons to protect them, and I need to keep exploring the map to try and take out what I can, find his resource centers. Let's go ahead and reveal the map here, slow things down a little bit. Note what my opponent has done. There's just military production everywhere. Although he has clustered it here, he seems to understand that he needs to start relocating his production. So he's got villagers producing back here. Let's see. He's starting to take the resource clusters that are outside of his base. This is when an attack through this choke point would have been great. Unfortunately, he puts down 2 keeps to defend this choke point. It'll take a lot of resources for me to break through. taking out a lot of stuff here. And I'm also sending units forward to try to find where his resource gathering is. I really need to put a stop to his income. You'll notice that his income in gold is now actually higher than mine because he is moving on to the gold sites here. Oh, there's another keep. The thing is, I don't have any more resources on my side of the map. I've pretty much chopped most of the trees down. I mean, there's still some here. There's no more gold patches. There's only one stone patch over here. And so really, my income is just coming from these traders. At this point in the game, I think I should have consolidated. Rather than continue to burn down what I can, I think I should have just consolidated my troops, because look at this. The elite man-at-arms are coming. This keep is not done. It needs to finish. And this is going to be another fight where I wish maybe these bombards were actually on mangonels fighting. I'm going to lose all of these units if I don't defend them. Currently, my units are elsewhere harassing villagers. I'm at 108. He's at 78, but really that's not an issue. His income is close to par with mine, at least in terms of gold. Would, again, love to see myself making knights here, because then he would have to switch to making spearmen, but I lose all of my bombards there. I really should have just taken my wins here and backed off a little bit. Retreated back to this ridge line where I was a bit more defensible. These villagers, they just kind of go in to die. We'll speed things up a bit. I just wanted to pause a little bit there to talk about what I thought needed to be mentioned here in this late game. I'm making siege units to try and take down the keep still, but here come more man-at-arms and Streltsies. This is when I started to feel like my civilization was really lacking in Imperial Age advantages. While I haven't yet, I do need to research some of these. It looks like I got some of the trading bonuses. I really don't have some amazing Imperial unit that's going to help me win the game. My opponent has all these Streltsy, which are just so good. They're such a strong ranged unit. I don't really have anything to counter the Streltsy, or I don't really have the equivalent. I don't have some amazing ranged unit in the late game that I can suddenly start producing. These Culverins, these are like advanced spring alts. They're great for destroying other siege units, so I was able to get some of his bombards there. I was happy about that. But I'm pretty much just mashing buttons to get units out. So I'm not producing a particularly good composition of units. I really should be making Lancers. Like, I need to put some stables down. Instead, I'm just making more archery ranges, and I'm just making a variety of units. Spearmen, man-at-arms, archers, hand cannoneers, crossbowmen, anything I can make. And now things have swung. You'll see my opponent is making more food, more wood, more gold, more stone, because at least those resources actually exist on his side of the map. I've been very wasteful with my units, and while I've achieved a good deal from spending those units, he was able to just retreat and rebuild. I really needed to consolidate and try to make a ball of units that are strong enough to just completely run him down. Instead, I just kind of threw unit after unit at him, and now I'm suffering because his economy is roaring. Now he is white hot. Everything is going in his direction because of this economy. He's got these juicy gold veins to mine. Me, I've got nothing. I can't even hunt this boar. Another keep. I'm trying to destroy it with battering rams, but he's got villagers on the back repairing. He's got the Streltsy back here doing great damage. This is just a really hard thing to break through. And fortunately, I did send some units this way to harass his villagers that were building that keep, but the front line again goes to a standstill. I'm sending in more units, but I need bombards to break through. I could have maybe begun fighting over here, but these two keeps are really intimidating. I really feel like this late in the game, I don't have all that many options. These choke points have become unbearable. Oh, it looks like this bombard came a little too far forward. What does it matter? He'll just start repairing the keep anyway. I'm at full population. I move in, but what can I really do here? He's got lots of mangonels. Great decision by him. I send in my units to try and burn them down. But these man-at-arms, he's only gone man-at-arms and Streltsy, which is the unit composition. And so I lose all my forces. Even though I've got a whole nother army to send back in, it doesn't really matter. Look at how tanky the man-at-arms are. Like, sure, I've got all these crossbowmen and archers, but they're just kind of wasted population. They're not really contributing enough. And he's got the huge siege line back here. If I, at one point, had assembled 6 bombards, I probably could have taken... I mean, look how fast the keep falls. Really would have preferred to build up a death ball. Just a big mass of units that would let me finally win the game. But also, I wish I had some sort of special unit that I could use in the Imperial stage. Instead, I've just got some ways of getting extra resources from these traders, and I decided to call GG at that point. It was an awesome match. I really loved the battle. My opponent and I congratulated each other at the end. It was just a fantastic game. But it was a knockdown, drag-out fight. Might be playing less Abbasid on maps where there are choke points, but there was a lot to learn from that replay, so it was a good time. Hope to see you back next time.